Welcome to Exchange Rates UK TV. It is the 23rd of August, 2021. Happy Monday, everyone. Hope your weekend has gone well. Taking a look at Bitcoin right off the bat here. It's moved up higher. It's moved to a new 3-month high. It hit the 50K zone. It went as high as 50,526, depending on the exchange you've looked at. There are some Gann cycles present that I think we need to review. So first off, you have the Kumo twist, which is today. And generally, a Kumo twist, especially if you're trending into it, that can cause a turn in a market. Not all the time, but a little bit before or after, you can see some type of move that is corrective in nature, especially if it's in that trend. If it's in the trend, if that makes any sense. Oh, man, I'm having a Monday. Now, from the all-time high that was found in April, if we measure forward, and we're measuring by days, so the 90-day cycle ended, 90 to 99-day cycle was the low that we found in July 21st. The next cycle after that, if we move on forward here, is we're getting close to the 135-day cycle. And that cycle in particular, and this is what Gann wrote. He said that in the 135-day cycle, it can be the last high or more typically a lower high, which ends a topping pattern. Or if you could say that it was a low or more typically a higher low, which ends a topping pattern. That's not the case here. If a high was found at 90 days, then 135 would also be 45 days from that high. Always watch for change in trend. Fast moves can go from low to lower or high to higher. In other words, this could go from, what he's saying is that this high here could gone from high to higher, or if it was a major low, it could go from low to lower. And he mentioned the 45-day cycle, and that is around here too. From that, gotta pick the right low. From here, that's around 45 days, a little bit past that is. So you got the Kumo twist, 135-day cycle. All of those things are kind of falling into some zones of importance. The prior swing high that was really important was back on January 8th. That's over in the 230-day cycle, which is close to the 225. But I mean, there's just a lot of cycle-specific zones kind of all culminating in a single area here that need to be observed, and I think we should pay attention to them because they can give us a warning. Now, if they don't generate a corrective move, all right, if Bitcoin doesn't have a corrective move, then what's likely to occur is really just a sustained move higher that could exist for roughly, well, let's see, if we measure it out, 180 to 198 days, that bring us to October 29th. So that's right around where we could possibly see a market high come in. Not necessarily, but if you were looking for a time period when there could be a new higher low found, it's roughly around there. Although historically, anniversary dates for all-time highs and lows of major importance that precede big sell-offs and bear markets, those are usually found in the December and November months. If we can look at that here too, go back in the past, go all the way back here. So this high was found in May, prior all-time high, first week of June. And then we had the Mt. Gox high was in December. And then you had the 2017 high in December. The minor swing high here in June. And the other thing you want to look at here is, when you're looking at these dates and you're looking at price ranges and behavior, I mean, there's nothing saying that this can't go from here down lower. It would be a perfectly normal move to have, like a 7-week capitulation move going into October before there's some massive rally that exists for around 90 days and that ends the year cycle. So just be aware of that. I mean, if this is a bull flag, we're up at we've essentially kind of created now an upper resistance zone there. So that's something to be aware of. There is hidden bearish divergence that exists on the weekly chart. It's not fun to talk about for people who are very bullish all the time, but there's the high and the closes over here are lower or higher than the high back here is higher than the current high. And we see that there's lower than oh my gosh, I am having a Monday. This is a lower high where we're currently at compared to this high. Whereas down in the oscillator, we have a higher high. So that's hidden bearish divergence. Whether you would consider this to be in a bear market, that's probably open to interpretation. I mean, if you look at the chart, if you were to look at a chart like this, and if you were thinking about it as an hourly chart, would you look at the chart and say that this is a bearish chart? Probably not. So it's probably not a bearish chart on the weekly. Nevertheless, that hidden bearish divergence does exist, and it is coming off of a prior downswing. So it could be an area to pay attention to and watch here in the very near future for weakness. And I'm talking very near future as in this week. We'll keep an eye on it. Thank you for watching. From all of us here at Exchange Rates UK TV, please don't forget to like and subscribe.